Good morning, everyone. And hasn't a lot happened since last time Woman Up Queensland held a speaker's corner here in the city? Yet still, men are not women. Yes, men are not women. No woman has a penis, non-binary is nonsense, and transitioning children is profound child abuse. To quote Kelly J. Keane, a devoted mother from the UK who has been sounding the alarm bells since 2018 or so. And speaking of devoted mothers, Leah would usually be with us, but she's busy doing the incredibly special, important job of growing baby number 3 and being a warrior mother. Hopefully she'll be able to come and stand with us again soon. So if you're new to this rodeo, you will learn a lot today from the many speakers who are so well informed about what's going on with regards to the erosions of women's rights and child safeguarding as a result of an enthusiastic uptake of gender identity ideology by our universities, governments, and of course, much of the complicit mainstream media. Therefore, if you only watch mainstream media, for instance, you may not realise it, but yes, there are men being housed in women's prisons in Australia, including violent male sex offenders, and female inmates have been raped and sexually assaulted. This isn't progress. Governments in this country have facilitated this abuse. Meanwhile, preschool-aged kids entering school in this state are being asked for their pronouns, including a they, them or non-binary option, which for the uninitiated means someone who is neither male nor female. And a child can enrol with opposite sex pronouns, no questions asked. I know this firsthand as I was asked this regarding my 4-year-old daughter as she moves from kindy to primary school. This is putting 4 and 5-year-old kids who sometimes truly believe 100% that they are fairies, dragons or superheroes on the pathway of social transition. And we know this very usually moves onto what are euphemistically called puberty blockers, but which are powerful off-label experimental drugs such as leuprolide to interfere with their natural puberty, and which in most cases then moves on to wrong sex hormones, both with irreversible effects on the child's development, freezing them in a prepubescent state, stunting their growth, causing serious health issues, and sterilising them. This initial social transition, calling little Johnny Jenny and pretending he's a little girl, also embeds and affirms an absurd delusion. And it's forcing teachers and the other students to play along and participate in the sex rejection. So this makes it more difficult for the child to change course and reconcile with their biological sex, which studies show generally occurs in over 90% of cases of gender incongruence if the child is permitted to go through natural puberty. This isn't progress. This is state-sanctioned child abuse. Thankfully, since January, no new prescriptions for puberty blockers have been written by public doctors in Queensland. The Supreme Court ruled in late October that there had been a procedural error in the government's original ban, but it was positive to see the Health Minister, Tim Nicholls, decisively issue a ministerial directive reinstating the ban. The celebrations from those who wish to subject vulnerable youth to these experimental and totally unnecessary interventions were short-lived. The government-ordered report by Professor Ruth Vine is due to be completed today, but at this stage we don't know if it will be made public. All we can hope is that it concurs with the most thorough review to date, the UK CAS review, that there is not a reliable evidence base upon which to make clinical decisions regarding gender-affirming care. And no, this does not mean we should be carrying out clinical trials of puberty blockers on vulnerable kids. We already know the effects of these harmful drugs. This is an ongoing medical scandal being championed by the progressives, and the thought of inflicting more pain onto 200 plus kids, as they plan to in the UK, is beyond outrageous. There is no right or wrong way to be a boy or a girl. Puberty is not a medical condition and should not be pathologised. Kids should be encouraged to love and accept themselves just as they are. Drugging them, interfering with their natural puberty, cosmetically altering their bodies, chemically castrating them, and playing along with their psychological delusion is no form of medical treatment, it is child abuse. Everyone who stands with us today and anyone who speaks is brave and is taking a stand for truth. You are also inspiring others to speak the truth. We all have a responsibility to speak the truth. We especially have a responsibility to speak the truth to the younger generations who are being lied to and indoctrinated, all to validate the falsehood that men are women if they say so.